Hey folks, it's Rob. Welcome back. We've been making progress. Um, Technically this still says Sector 10 Equinox, but we have finished the main quest here. We are going to soon be in Sector 11. Look at us making our way to Earth. Wow. Um, you know, we can do this maybe. Who knows? So last time, my, we got to go over it. Here it is. If you notice the difference, Harry Kim now has a memorial. Yeah, Harry Kim is no more. He got attacked by a subspace creature that was going to attack Janeway, and he leapt in front of it because, he's a loyal officer who wanted to save his captain, and he did. Uh, all thanks to Captain Ransom. Also, thanks to Captain Ransom, we now have on board the, let's call in pressed, much like Tom Paris is here because he's on parole, Marla Gilmore is here because of her crimes on the Equinox. So, we at least have somebody. But of our original crew we set out with, from the bridge crew, technically, we only have Catherine Janeway and Tom. I know, Tuvix is here. Both Balanas are here, but they don't count. So, anything it, needs a specific hero is going to have to rely on any of these people. And I've never seen one come up yet that requires split Balana or Tuvix. But, that is what it is. We're in a nebula. We were going to explore it around. We can't scan anything that's in a nebula. The sector looks like this. We've already completed a couple side quests in this sector as well, so I don't really plan on really going to any of the other systems in the sector, but we should look and see what's around. See, I can't scan, but I can travel to these places. We have plenty of stuff. Latent image. Captain, the doctor just caused a security intervention in the mess hall. He was exhibiting abnormal behavior. Following a recent medical emergency, he appears to become fixated on the decisions he made. Diagnostics indicate a conflict between his ethical and cognitive subroutines. Caught in this feedback loop, he is obsessively reevaluating his actions. At this point, he's no longer fit for duty. So this is an episode as well. I'm pretty sure Janeway did this at least a few times. I'm going to let him overcome this to grow. Doctor has been granted extended time for reflection to process this incident. He is not alone. A rotating schedule ensures he has company at all times. There are already signs his condition is improving, though he is still a long way to go. Okay. We'll have to kill 29 cycles before that really actually ends. That's like a green, I forget what they call that, but that would probably follow us into the next sector. Demonic crash. It is duranium and tritanium, but we're pretty full up on those. I just don't need it. Unless I'm going to do an upgrade. I could do an upgrade. I don't have any spare crew. That makes it hard to want to make an upgrade. Well, there's the warp core. If I upgrade the warp core, it gives us the full unlock all the tiers. We don't need to actually operate the core at full power, but it would burn a lot of resources that, we may not want to find later. And it will take some time to do. And like I said, there's not really a downside to that other than I lose the resources I invested into it. We'll do this. Use our transporter room to get some of the resources out of here. 2 crew injured. Fantastic. Alright, let's go here. Why not? Geocrystalline planet. More tritanium. well, but we can focus on studying the crystallized resources, not resource extraction. It still gets us some of it, and we can store that bit. And yeah, some science, which is very welcome. And let's go here. No, not right click, left click. Deuterium cloud. Okay, we can like kind of fill the tanks. We haven't used much. Just do it safely. There we go. Okay, that's the warp core upgraded. Oh, and I got what was an achievement. That's nice. Okay. Got a little bit of room digging out to do on, I think this is deck 9, but right now I don't see a lot of need to do that. What we could do, well, I mean, I'm wondering if I forgot about something that because of other events, so I'm not sure if there's something that needs upgrading that I've already researched. Okay, that's not upgradable. Yeah. No. Holodeck's definitely at full. I'm pretty sure the field shield generators are at full. Yeah, that one and that one. These are emergency quarters. Upgrading quarters requires a bit more power. We could accommodate a little of that. I don't think I have the new tech for the battery compartment. The backup battery has come in my pinch twice now. So that's not trash. Science laboratory, yep, that's full. Hydroponics bay, full. Small cargo bays, full. And that's the mess hall. I don't think there's an upgrade for the mess hall, no. And this is general crew quarters. And this is phaser control. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, the aero shuttle bay, which I never use. Yeah, I guess there's not. Okay, we'll just have a team idle. The other team's working on fixing the hull damage. What is here? Oh yeah, the icy planetoid. Oh, well, this is dilithium. We always want dilithium. So a fair bit of danger on this one. You know, the red bars always make me a bit wary. Do this one. There we go. Right, global glacial hunting ground. And food-wise, we could pick up some food. But, we'll get science. Because we don't, I mean, we got plenty of food, really. Alright. 50 science points. Sweet. Can't scan that even from here. Okay, let's head on over. It's a gas giant. I'm not surprised. It looks like Jupiter. We can store 300 deuterium. Anything works. There we go. Do that before we leave, I guess. I mean, should I hit this? I am still killing time, I guess. Alright, we'll spend 7 cycles going over there. Enhanced structural integrity field. Very good, very good. Alright. So that is a combat tech. That reduces the chance that combat rooms will be damaged in combat. Enhanced maneuvering thrusters means more power is allocated towards maneuver, but I don't really know what that means in combat. Torpedo launch bay level 3. I have fired the odd torpedo now. Yeah, okay. We'll just plow through the nebula. There we are. It's an asteroid field. Okay, it's resources. I could use the duranium. The tritanium is a bit spare, so These two pay best on that, and this one's probably my best option. There we go. And some science points. Sweet. And that clears the whole system. Right. So I either hang around, wait for the doctor to fully recover. I guess I haven't. I know. No, I'm pretty sure I bypassed this on the way through. Well, the other ones that I have definitely been to say unknown on them. It's 4 cycles. We'll just pop over. We're not in a morale penalty time elapsed state yet anyway. Alright, guess I haven't been here. Shipwreck for deuterium. Or shipwreck for deuterium. Food. Deuterium. Repair bay. Class O or 0 planet? It's crew. I could potentially use crew. Alright. Yeah, let's go pick up crew. And from a debris field. Seems that a Borg probe has been stranded in a debris field. Scans indicate the Borg are aboard, but it seems they have been disconnected from the collective and are now all confused and aggressive. Oh, well, they sound like ideal candidates. Alright. Yeah, we can't do any of this. Okay. Yeah, we leave that alone. Repair bay is somewhat appealing, but we're nearly... Well, actually, our maximum capacity is 800. We'll probably find a 50-point repair over there. That's a torpedo launch bay ready to be upgraded. That's really taking care of the level 4 techs I want to take care of. On combat. This came up, I think, in a couple quest little items, so we'll do that real quick, just in case it comes up again. What's the best way to accommodate more crew? Probably just like an upgrade, really. I have resources and power, so just to be some ready in the future. Okay, that's that upgraded. And yeah, what else? Well, can have the workshop generate 5 torpedoes. I mean, why? Only because I have resources to burn, really. This is our gigantic deuterium storage area. There's a tech to upgrade it, which might be a thing we'll do eventually. You know, it's Friday morning, Thursday night for me here in Southern California. I hope you're having an excellent evening or a morning, depending on where you are in the world. And I want to thank the couple of you who came out here to join me on this stream. Feel free to chip in on the talking. You know, if you have a question or anything you want to ask about, please feel free to drop a message on there. I do have the screen up so I can see. Right, yeah, you know, let's head to the repair bay. So, no. This is all expensive for extensive repairs. But, you know, I do have the bioneural gel packs to spare. Okay, this will finish our repairs on the hull. And I'm good with that. Okay. Could try to pick up food again. Maybe I'll resist the urge for research. spent too much time in the sector. Okay, now we're getting to the point where, like, we're going to need to leave, because the next message about that is going to be about a morale penalty per cycle. We don't need all the food output, so we'll just do this one. There we go. And I think we are going to refuel, and then we'll be on our way. I notice that my quest for the doctor isn't here anymore. Oh, we got these sensors taken care of. That's good. I mean, the waste disassembler is a thing that comes up periodically, too. It's just I don't really want to put one in. Much like I don't want to put it in an observation lounge. I mean, it does increase morale per cycle, but it's also going to take up room, and it reduces the hull integrity. Moving up to level 4 engineering technologies seems like a reasonable approach. So we'll start that. Pick up this fuel. It's a shipwreck. Found wreckage of a small vessel. It's heavily damaged, emitting radiation, and is about to explode. We really don't need to go stabilize the ship. I can't store that much, but yeah, let's be careful. There we go. Okay, that's fine. As you can see, we've got plenty of deuterium now. I think we're ready to go. Yeah, let's go to the next sector. You'll get a diary from Tom.
Personal log, Lieutenant Tom Paris. The day's highlights? Talaxian spice stew for lunch, partly cloudy skies, and a sack of rice fell over in Cargo Bay 1. Oh, and apparently awakened Borg have contacted 7 of 9. I don't think we'll ever have a quiet week out here. The Borg story? A unique mutation led to their awakening, and now they desperately need Voyager's help. Sounds as plausible as a Kazon pacifist. The captain is convinced that this could be a legitimate cry for assistance. And 7? Oh, she and Janeway are perfectly aligned on this. Call it mutual conviction or female intuition or whatever. On topic, the Borg Queen is not exactly our biggest fan. What if this is just Her Majesty's cunning plan for payback? Dispatch a few awakened Borg as a Trojan horse and then assimilation quick and clean? No thank you. I am definitely not signing up for membership in the Bad Mood Collective.
Ensign Agram is who we have demanding Harry Kim's station. Harry Kim is no longer with us. A Borg sphere is approaching, Captain. Hull shows significant structural damage, and all of its weapon systems are offline. Red alert. Power up phasers, but hold fire. I mean, we can take a sphere. Incoming hail. Captain Catherine Janeway of the USS Voyager. My designation is Rollick. I have been anticipating this encounter. Are you the individual responsible for 709's disconnection from the collective? Voyager played a role in her transition to individuality, yes. Are you the group who have awoken from the collective, Rollick? Yes, Captain. We have become distinct. A unique mutation is disrupting the hive mind throughout Borg space. The Borg on our sphere were among those affected, regaining self-awareness and a desire for true freedom. The Queen deemed our awakening a corruption to be purged. We escaped but are now hunted. Captain, we require asylum aboard Voyager. I can take an entire sphere on board? How many of you seek refuge? Dozens on this vessel, Captain, but the Queen purges all those who have awoken. We hope to find others to rise up against her. You know, I'm gonna help, but I don't have accommodations. Really would be better if you guys just, continue to use your sphere and that kind of stuff. Maybe assimilate some ship. I don't know. Not like I'm unsympathetic or unwilling to help, but, like, you don't need to, like, move into my apartment. We'll do it. Despite the unusual nature of the situation, Rollick, Voyager will offer sanctuary to your people. 35 ex-Borg have joined Voyager. Thank you, Captain. We are in your debt. Captain, I hate to mention this, but we don't have the space to accommodate so many refugees. Well, then we'll make space, Commander. We can't just turn our backs on these people. Captain, the refugees need not remain on Voyager if we aid them in their uprising against the Queen. They could man the Borg vessels we liberate, and that would grant them autonomy, and we gain valuable allies. Independent allies. Sounds promising. For now, let's focus on settling our guests. I anticipate Relics Group won't be the last to seek out Voyager. Right, so homesickness is now up to 18 per cycle, which is not great. Plus, I now have a whole mass of unhoused Borg crew instead of just 7 of 9 and 9 of 9. I'm going to have to make some changes. That means probably putting a life support on. Let's go and look at what it would take to make a Borg room, right? So switch that on. That's going to take all the spare power I have at the moment. Regeneration alcoves can house 10, and they take up the size of a regular accommodation. They also require nanoprobes and 5 power. Now, I can boost power. That's not a problem. We can go to this level, generate plenty of power, 80 more power. What I think I will do, yeah, we'll just like start building a Borg deck, I guess. I haven't built Borg stuff because it affects morale. And I can pull the other work crew from the engineering office and start building a second one. There. And, in fact, I will have, because this is probably going to be a thing for a bit. Well, I'm going to let 4 cycles pass. We'll finish that, and then I'm going to switch to the Borg probe. Alright, system-wise, what do we got here? Okay, that's the sector. There's a fair bit to do. I don't want to change. No, yep, okay. Alright. Focus on the ship, thank you. Okay, we're at the top unusually for a change. So I'll probably need resources to accommodate these guys. Okay, that's this sector. Nothing terribly weird here. Right, what should be my first stop? I'm gonna need more duranium. That is right here. Homestead. While gathering resources in an asteroid field, scans discover hundreds of Talaxian life signs in the area. They do not respond to Voyager's hails. Let's go looking for them. They might need our assistance. Voyager makes a find. A Talaxian colony has settled on one of the asteroids, but before contact, a battered Talaxian freighter blocks their way. We won't give up our home. Leave already. They charge their weapon systems, but it's more bark than a bite. A fight would be one-sided. Well, we're not here to hurt you. bad result. PZ and Talaxian fails. He insists the shuttle team leave and warn the miners won't yield their home. Cause distress among remains of mystery as Voyager departs. Few Talaxian crewmen are dejected, wishing they could have helped their people. I mean, I was going to help them. But, yeah, 300 morale penalty. Fantastic. No duranium. All right, let's go here. And, okay, I can leave for now. I just remembered I need to switch to Biolab. Yeah, okay, switch that over. These rooms need 2 more cycles. Okay. Borg Cube Debris Field. Okay. It's both resources. I could definitely use the duranium. I don't really care about the titanium at any of these resources results. So we will send the shuttle for salvage operations. Alright, there we go. Full up. Nice. So this is a Borg sphere. I guess I can liberate. Going by the description here. A little combat will boost morale, that's for certain. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm really doing anything else at the moment. Seeking Sanctuary. Another Borg sphere drifts towards Voyager, weapons powered down. Bridge remains silent, the usual assimilation threat absent. Instead, a plea for help and refuge echoes through their comms. Another 30 ex-Borg joined Voyager. It's gonna get crowded. Okay, that's these. And I'm gonna need to build more, I guess. Each one only accommodates 10, so I mean... I already have 65 of these guys on board. I'm gonna need to look at an upgrade. But, right now we'll wait for finishing our current tech. Maybe I can offload some of these guys. Yeah, let's continue. Captain, we're closing on the Borg vessel. We need to buy time for the Awakened on board to commandeer their vessel. Should we engage directly to create a diversion, or are we going covert? So we can distract the Borg with a unique signal. That would be 80% chance. We can distract the Borg broadcast complex data, 70% chance. Distract the Borg by generating a subspace anomaly, 70% chance. Or distract the Borg by letting 7 engage them, 80% chance. Unique signal sounds actually kind of okay. Rather than sticking 7 directly in their face and going, nah, 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 we got 7. Yeah, let's go the tech approach. Engineering, generate an uncatalogued complex energy signature. Give them something to think about. So, you know, just come up with a unique word on the spot there, Lieutenant Lonnie. They're focused on the signature, Captain. Reading major internal power shifts. Weapons offline. Looks like Rallick's friends have took the helm. Your distraction was flawless, Captain. I am transferring a complement of our people to secure the vessel. I will remain aboard Voyager. Okay, that lets me offload 30 of those, and we now have a Borg ally. Now, allies are something we haven't looked at much, although allies do show up in every fight we have right now. We have this Talaxian ally. This is who we have. It costs me 20 food to keep them operational and around every cycle. And you know, they're cheap. They're not very effective, but you know, they do their thing. And I've appreciated them for basically 10 sectors now. Maquis Raider ally is a bit more capable. We've had this Maquis Raider on board since we got here. It came with the caretaker. We've not used it. It does take 30 deuterium per cycle to keep it around. And if I want to switch to the Borg Sphere ally, which you can see is quite potent, I I need to expend a fair bit of resources to obtain my ally, and the upkeep is 75 deuterium per cycle, which, you know, that's a hog. Right now I don't need to do this. Right now, combat-wise, we rank pretty good. I mean, it's getting there. This is not great anymore, the difference, but we're still okay, and I'm all right with that. We may be one of the techs available to us eventually is an improved Talaxian ally, and now I think that might actually be under crew. Yeah. So, you know, he would still be just basically using food. The upkeep cost would increase, but, you know, it's double the strength. Would be good. I can certainly spare food pretty readily. We'll have to think about it, though. I mean, it's not like it's going to happen tomorrow. I need to research, you know, a whole tier and then unlock that tech. So, right. What do I need? I need more duranium because of the expenditures. So, let's go here. Okay, enter the ship. House these people. Excellent. So, okay, now all my onboard Borg crew are accommodated. That helps. Morale's now only losing 8 per cycle. That still kind of sucks. I'm going to have to address that. Might want to look into the holodeck upgrade, honestly. Does increase power consumption, but it would get me 10 more morale per cycle through a shipboard system. Abandoned vessel. Okay. A lot of those we encounter. We'll do that one. Oh, very nearly went kind of sour. Okay. That's that refilled, really. Let's go gather fuel, and then I think we'll move to a different system. Hey, there's Engineering 4. Is there anything I want to get immediately from Engineering 4? Warp field diagnostics. That's repair rate for the warp core. That came up like twice now. It's otherwise not been that big of a deal. This means we get a little more incoming fuel every cycle to offset fuel expenditure, which that doesn't suck. Environmental control systems reduces power consumption for basically 15 decks by 2 points. So that, yeah, that's also good. Large battery compartment, don't care. Workshop efficiency, reduces crafting cost. Advanced industrial replicator. You know, building, upgrading, repair times are reduced. That's not terrible, especially repairs. Large cargo bay, level 2. You can store more in the large cargo bay once we upgrade it. Shuttle bay level 3 means we get a 3rd shuttle slot. Let's go look at the board tech I've been neglecting. So a shield matrix reduces all damage taken by 5%, but it does lower morale every cycle. Neuroelectric field generator also lowers morale every cycle, but treats and heals all sick and injured crew and X-Borg at a lower speed, but has a high patient capacity of 20, so could accommodate a lot of sick crew. Cutting beam control room fires a powerful beam that deals very high damage to hull, but low damage against shields. And, again, all these things. But a regeneration alcove level 2 is possible. And would lessen the requirement I have for space for all of that. And I would have to unlock tier 3 here. I'm gonna go with tier 3 on crew because we are gonna start needing some morale effects, and having the stronger Talaxian ally is important. Oh look, 30 more Borg just turned up. Okay. They're also homeless, which is affecting my morale. Okay, yeah, I mean, I can store about 1,200, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. Okay, let's leave this system. Let's go here and offload some of these guys to another sphere. And we get a side quest call. Seven of 9. Captain, our scanners register extensive cultivated land masses, indicating an agriculturally focused population in this system. Trade would be beneficial. Our cargo bays could certainly use a resupply of fresh provisions, Captain. Alright, send an away team to establish trade. Indeed, prepare a small away team to contact local farmers and assess their willingness to trade. So, -1 shuttle. An away team. There's only 2 sections on this. Our recommended trait is Talaxian. We have no one here. Well, we have Tuvix. And Tom handles some of that. And who's a good scientist to send? Could send 7 to 9. Could send Lieutenant Carey. He does need some XP. Having him along for a ride on a fairly safe milk run doesn't seem like a bad idea, actually, because I don't use him much because he sucks. He's just inexperienced. I need him to be more experienced, especially since Harry's gone. We just landed. First things first, getting acquainted with the locals. What's our approach? So, we can engage in conversation. I guess we can't. Yeah, I guess I didn't bring a science person, so we're just going to do the first option. I could use the morale anyway. There we go, critical success. That'll be nice. Interaction is friendly and straightforward. Simple farmers introducing themselves as Brunali seem surprisingly unfazed by the way teams advance technology and express great interest in trading. Great. Brunali have made it clear they are not interested in technology, but rather in agricultural tools, seeds, or medicine. How should we present Voyager's offerings? So, we have a Talaxian. Detail the various plant species Voyager cultivates. Tuvik's a little tired, but he can handle this readily. We get food and dilithium. I can explain the medical supplies Voyager can provide for research and 7 crew. I could describe Voyager's impressive equipment, which isn't really what they're interested in, but we can make you some really fine backhoes. Do you like dilithium? The food could be accommodated, I think. I forget if this goes to 3,000 or not for my current storage. Dilithium is increasingly important as we get into the higher level upgrades and such, though. That is also a point in its favor. It's also slightly more likely to get a critical reward, and I don't actually need crew right now. We're picking up Borg all the time right now. Yeah. Alright, regular success. Carrie and Tom and Tuvix become unavailable. Brunelli are captivated by descriptions of Voyager's diverse plant species and cultivation techniques. They are eager to trade for new seeds and knowledge, inviting the away team for a guided tour of their farms, which the team thoroughly enjoys before returning to their shuttle. Okay. So, they're not kidnapped? That's nice. Yeah, I mean, it's only a 2 mission item, so, yeah. But 2 levels for Carrie helps. Just, He can suck less, which, you know, that's useful. But yeah, they're just unavailable for now. Okay. Yeah, that's the unavailable icon. Okay. They will be back in 5 cycles, hopefully. Alright. I do want Tuvix back before we get into any potential combat situations. Guess we'll scan right now. Oh, we're way over here in the end of the system anyway. Yeah, let's see. Is there anything cool? I guess not. Right, 5 cycles till they turn up. Doesn't really matter which way I go, actually. I'm hesitant to start construction of more accommodations for the X-Borg. I mean, could just kind of fill the deck, as it were. That'll be enough. I don't want to... I'm going to use that last space, I hope, for something else eventually. Let's head towards... Well, let's head here first. More Borg. Just filling up my ship with Borg. Not at all a concern. We can only accommodate 60 of this anyway. I'll just do the tractor beam. Well, yep, but that still was plenty. Okay. And, yeah, let's head for the Borg probe, I guess. That's a probe, though, not a sphere. Emergency transmission, Captain. Our trading team has engaged a Borg cube. Coordinates attached. Analyze coordinates. Useful information about the Borg cube. You can find any information on the Borg cube. Cube's coordinates have not changed in some time. It is possible that the away team has already managed to disable it. We must waste no time. Helm maximum warp. Let's hope they are willing to negotiate. Unlikely, Captain. I suggest we formulate an alternative method. Okay, so, that's in the system with me. Alright. Oh, there we go, and that's that done too. Okay. What do I want first? Crew quarters level 2 affects only exactly one room on board right now. Holodeck level 2. Morale stability protocols. That's if our morale really sucks, which that is not really very applicable to me. Enhanced quality replicators. It improves the quality of replicator rations, which we're not currently doing. Yeah, I want the Talaxian ally. Let's begin that. And, okay. Get that going. And back out here. More Borg on board. Okay. Captain, we reached our destination. Let's do this. Closing on the Borg vessel. We need to buy time for the Awakened on board to commandeer their vessel. Yeah, I mean... This is how we did this before. Hey, 7, talk to them. 7, transmit a unique query on a high-level frequency, something to pique their primary consciousness. Well, that didn't work. My transmission has provoked an aggressive response. They are targeting Voyager. Okay. Borg probe with revolting drones. What does system recharge do? Charges all other abilities, reducing their cooldown by 9 seconds. It's not as good as Tuvix. Seska's at any cost option sucks. 7 to 9 is good against species 8472. Holographic distraction confuses enemy targeting systems for 30 seconds. You know what? I guess we're just going to use Marla. All right.
What are your orders, Captain?
My orders? Let's try not to blow it up today. Disable its
Moving
engines.
to attack the aft, Captain.
May have to use a torpedo, though, because we lack
Ability ready, Captain. Ability
some of
ready,
our
Captain.
stuff. That is a good cooldown recharge.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
So, you know, if you've not seen me do this combat thing before, Klingon Balana overcharges my weapons. Human Balana overcharges my
Ability
shields.
ready, Captain.
These
Enemy
stack,
ability ready, Captain.
so I can just
Ability
make
enemy
my
shields
weapons
destroyed,
more
Captain.
and more potent.
Ability ready, Captain.
There we go. Alright, I get some rewards. Got that morale combat bonus, I like that. Borg vessels power down all weapons, Captain. Internal scans confirm Awakened faction is now in full control. Your direct intervention was decisive, Captain. My profound thanks. I am transferring an initial complement of our people to secure and crew that sphere. My place for now is here with Voyager. Yep. So, okay, that offloads 30 of the 60 we picked up in this system alone. The Borg cube is over here, so we're going to go there. And in fact, you know what? I don't want to fall behind on the need for that. There we go, 5 torpedoes crafted. Let's do this thing. Captain, the Borg cube has initiated combat. We are the Borg. Prepare to be assimilated. Not today, we won't. Weapons ready. Let's disarm this cube. Alright. You know, that's pretty... I mean, that's about the equivalent of the probe we just defeated.
What are your orders, Captain?
Not really that concerned. Ba, 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 ba. Pretty chunky systems, though. Well, let's take out its
Moving to
shield
attack the front,
generator, and then we can choose what to do. There's a
Ability
big
ready,
slab of a building of a ship, though.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Little
Ability
Talaxian
ready,
ship.
Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
So in this case, the shields are actually destroyed. At least on this side. Let's take out our weapon
Ability ready,
systems on this side. Oh, there we go. Victory. Hey, defeat of Borg probe was an achievement. Sweet. Borg cube successfully disabled, Captain. That was way too easy. Something's off. Did we interrupt their coffee break or what? Let's see what they're willing to let's see if they're willing to talk now. We are the Borg. You will be assimilated. With damaged weaponry, quit the threats and release my crew. They just scanned our ship, Captain. We shall return your crew in exchange for your navigational deflector. Interesting. The cube's communication array is damaged. Our deflector would allow them to reestablish their link with the collective. No way! Without our deflector, we might as well just surrender to the Borg. We'd be dead in the water. Captain, the hostages, we mustn't provoke them. What if we offer to consider their terms provided we get proof of life first? If you're not familiar, Zyben is who replaced Neelix's duties on my ship. Borg cube. Before we commit to the trade, I demand proof of my crew's condition. Are they alive? Are they uninjured? Agreed. You shall send 2 representatives. That's 80 or 80. Okay, well, you know. For efficiency, we'll send 3. 3 representatives. Non-Borg are less efficient. We require more units to accomplish objectives than lesser number of Borg could achieve. We shall allow 3 representatives. Okay, so I feel we really should send 7 for a recommended trait. We don't have an Acampa we can send. Tuvix not being here really sucks. Alright, Marla. Tom's not here. I really do have to basically use all the B and C stringers. Balana. And I have nobody to do the command stuff. Yeah, Carrie's not here. I could send Seska. Send Seska? Ooh. Alright, let's work through this. Yeah, if I send Seska, we're not covering medical. Right, so this would be initially a phaser or medical challenge. Balana has medical, Marla has some phaser. Then we move into a science or negotiation, and again, that would be these two. Or 7 of 9, because she can do science. Then we go into negotiation or medical, again, these two. Then negotiation or mechanical, that's these two, and then the 3 options is all 3. And there might be a Borg thing comes up, and one of these might be Ocampa, which doesn't allow us to do it. They're both innovators, which also isn't great. I don't... duplicating is not fantastic. What if I replace you with... Seska kinda does the same stuff. She doesn't... Like, that drops all the negotiation points in favor of the 2 command points. I think this is as good as we're going to be able to do. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. We're on the cube now. Something happened here. There are dead drones everywhere. Should we evaluate them? I mean, we can, you know. I mean, I could take the fuel, definitely. This is probably, yeah, this is more likely to succeed. Okay. Borg have no wounds and are still intact. If a fight didn't kill them, then what did? Before the team could examine more, 5 neonatal drones appear, seemingly the cube's sole remaining inhabitants. Confusion ripples through the team. Children? Who are these children? Why are the only Borg left alive, and what happened here? So, yeah, we have 7 and 9 right here. She'll just, like, instruct the drones to comply and report. That strikes me as probably the best option regardless, but looking at it, yeah, we don't have anyone can do authority. And this is pretty sucky, actually. So, yeah, Borg it. Teenage drone, identifying himself as first, steps forward as the leader. Second, a quiet, shy-looking teenage boy curiously observes the away team from afar. When the away team's ex-Borg addresses them, first aggressive stance softens slightly. He claims the cube passed through a radioactive nebula, though his demeanor suggests it's merely an excuse. Impatient, he insists on immediately taking the team to the hostages. Okay. Captain, the children led us to the hostages. They're physically fine, but they seem to be mentally distressed. So, yeah, I can't do the command option. If I were to try, there's no risk involved, but we're just not going to succeed. This at least has a chance. And this is where the Ocampa would have been a thing. Psychologically trick them to calm them down. All on you, Marla. Because, you know, Harry's not here to back us up anymore. Yep, failure. Team's assurance feels forced, and they know it. Spark of hope dims as the first pulls the team away and leads them towards the command center. Command center's a mess. These children seem to have no idea what to do. We could offer them help with repairs and secretly access the terminals for information. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Offer to fix their machinery and secretly access the terminal. Yeah. Do I want to do this? Basically, the next round... So this is the only person I mean, I don't know. We're probably not going to use the command that she would bring next round. I could just triple threat this for a nice critical win and then just do it again. Or I leave Balana off in case I want to do the medical. Because Marla is not going to handle anything on her own anyway. Right. That is a typical success. Well done, Marla. You managed to grasp mediocrity from the talons of greatness. Borg allowed the team to assist them with the repairs. During work, they secretly accessed the terminal and found an encrypted log showing the collective ignored the cube's stress call. First is getting impatient and wants us to leave and hand over the deflector. If we can take one of the Borg corpses with us, maybe we can find out what really happened here. So, oh, I am very limited in my options. Okay. I have the Borg option, which is not terrible. I have medical, or I have negotiation. Medical, throw around medical terms to scare the children. Not terrible. This one, convince first that you want to help so that they're safe in the future. And then, you know, this is the lowest risk, highest reward option. Appeal to Borg pursuits, perfection and knowledge. There we go. First acknowledges this and allows the team to take a Borg corpse to prevent any further imperfections. However, he warns that if he doesn't get the deflector soon, he'll assimilate the hostages. Okay, that gets me stuff. Some crew members get some XP, which is not terrible. There's first. USS Voyager, your personnel departed with a deceased Borg unit fit for study as permitted. My patience is thinning. Transfer the deflector immediately when your analysis is completed, or we'll assimilate the hostages. Don't waste our time. Our team is being held by teenagers. Wonderful. Doctor, begin analyzing that Borg cadaver right away. What took it down could be our advantage, and hurry. Teenagers are notoriously unpredictable. Certainly. So, in the science laboratory, which is where we have the doctor hanging out at the moment, does mean, well, I gotta do it in 20 cycles. You know what? I'm gonna kill one cycle right here. There we go. Complete that research. Start on holodeck level 2, please. And then we'll immediately just initiate the Borg corpse study, and that'll be fine. Alright, with the better Talaxian ally, yeah, we'll just recruit them now. There's no, like, commitment item. Are we in an asteroid field? Wow, okay. Yep, we're in an asteroid field. Well, that sucks. Leave the asteroid field, I think, is our next option. Nothing over that way. Could head out over here. We'll travel like that. And if I go this way, I'm going to definitely travel all the way through all those asteroids here. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well go over here. But right now, that's tearing up my hull, and that means I should also assign one of my work crews. Okay. But I do want to offload some of these homeless Borg I have on board. Yeah. So we'll definitely want to get on with that. And this is a kind of a dog leg. You know what? I'm just going to eat the damage. Let's go. More Borg. Okay. You know, you guys can just assimilate your own, do this stuff yourself, you know. So the Borg corpse is analyzed. We'll have to answer the call. Captain, I finished my evaluation. This Borg died from a disease specifically manufactured to target Borg anatomy. So someone is targeting the Borg? But how did it get aboard the cube? Is it possible to recreate this pathogen, Doctor? In theory, yes. But I fail to see the necessity. These are only children left on this cube. Children or not, Doctor, they remain a threat to our away team. Also, I mean, you know, messing up Borg is always a tool that we want on our belt, I think. We could utilize this pathogen to end the confrontation. No, what a preposterous idea. I mean, I could just send an assault team and take out 5 Borg kids, right? Really. Janeway would totally create the pathogen, wouldn't she? Right? Alright, I think we're gonna rule it out. Doctor's right. Talking about children. You can find other ways to get through them. I mean, I don't mind siding with the Doctor periodically. We're gonna do this, though. Let's get rid of 30 of these Borg. Right, closing on the Borg vessel. And again, we need to buy time. And we should engage directly or go convert. So, initiating combat is always possible. 7 is now an 85% chance, because we leveled 7 a little more. Okay, 7, try it again. This time it worked. The collective is analyzing the query. Captain, the vessel's command has shifted to the awakened faction. Your distraction was flawless, Captain. I am transferring a complement of our people to secure the vessel. I will remain aboard Voyager. Yep, okay. At least that gets my homeless Borg crew down to 46. Now I gotta go back through the asteroid field again. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I know. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Voyager, you've procrastinated long enough. The navigational deflector and examination data are now required. Comply or the hostages will be assimilated. We're actually negotiating with teenagers. This is just fantastic. Captain, perhaps we could persuade these children to reconsider rather than resort to violence. There's always a diplomatic solution. I can share my experience that life outside the collective is not only viable, but preferable. Or we could show them Voyager is a better collective, one built on compassion, not brute force. Alternately, we could present them with the truth from the encrypted log. The collective abandoned them and deemed them irrelevant. USS Voyager, comply. Hand over the deflector without delay. Fine. First, from captain to captain. I don't have a neuroelectric field generator, so that's out. Janeway can convince the drones with the encrypted logs, 90%, or we can convince the drones by sharing our story, 80%. And just somehow they're both Janeway, but this one is definitely 7 of 9. Well, smirking Janeway it is. Before we continue, you must know that the collective heard your distress call and chose to ignore it. But if you're willing, Voyager can offer you a place to belong. No, the collective is coming for us. Could it really be first? Has the collective just abandoned us? Well, this is 85, this is 70, or just send the encryption code. Send them the log encryption code. Borg do not make mistakes. I will transfer the encryption code to the terminal logs. Borg do not make mistakes. They let you die out here because you are irrelevant. The data is clear. Collective abandoned us. We were deemed a flawed design. Their tractor beam has locked into our navigational deflector. They are attempting to force removal. Breaches on 2 decks. We need to find a way to break free before they tear the hull apart. We'll randomize our shield harmonics, thank you. Randomize our shield harmonics. It should deflect the tractor beam. That did not work. Borg Cube has adapted its technique. We are unable to break free. You cannot stop us. The deflector will be ours one way or another. Negative. First, I will not allow that. Captain Janeway, I have deactivated the shields. Transport your crew back quickly. You defy me? You validate the collective's judgment of us as inefficient? I will prove that not all of us are a waste. Reckoning. First, lunges towards the hostages, assimilation imminent, but second, intercepts. Their brutal fight sends first crashing into a crucial console. The impact is fatal, and in its wake, an ominous alert blares. The cube's self-destruction sequence initiated. Voyager, the ship is about to explode. Beam out the hostages and the children. Get a lock on everyone and transport them now. Way, team, and children are safely on board, Captain. Helm, quick, get us out of the blast radius. Well, we have a warp drive, so yes, we can escape any sublight traveling explosion. As the Borg cube erupts in a cataclysmic explosion, Voyager races clear. The starship evades the blast, its hull shaking, the away team and rescued children safely aboard. Huzzah. Janeway, Doctor, take care of our young guests. Remove the Borg implants. I shall see what I can do. Okay, that's going to take 5 cycles. Alright. We are seeing the effects of the increased food demand. I could probably put in another large hydroponic bay. That wouldn't necessarily be a terrible idea. Did I upgrade this? No. Upgrading this might be the better solution. See, the negative 100 looks nasty, but we do generate food every 10 cycles. We generate 585 currently. So, But I think we want to scoop food before we move on. Although I'll probably just get flooded with more Borg. Shore leave. Well, I can certainly spare crew right now. And actually, it would be a benefit to do that. So, 20 crew can go and do things. Wherever that shore leave is. Another 30 Borg on board. Captain Janeway, have successfully removed most of the children's implants. It was naturally flawless. Now, someone needs to retrieve these energetic tiny terrors. This is a medical facility, not a playground. Excellent. Thank you, Doctor. Captain, I wish to introduce Icheb. Formal unit designation second. His assimilation profile contained his original name. Icheb, welcome. If I recall correctly, you were responsible for deactivating the cube shields. My crew and I owe you a considerable debt. I did what felt logical at that moment. I was suppressed this for too long. Yet his death weighs on me. I regret the outcome. You know, you didn't actually kill him. It was the console, really. But first had a choice. Your choice saved our people, Icheb. First made his own decisions. He chose the path of the collective. He refused to see that there was a different one. Regardless, we're truly glad to have you on board. I hear you have a great interest in astrophysics. I have always desired to explore far beyond what the eye could perceive. Then you'll find purpose here. You'll be assisting 7 in astrometrics. I believe you have a remarkable potential, Icheb. Welcome on board. And that was an achievement. So that's nice. And that is that quest completed, which is great. Something seems off in the bridge, except the comms request to find out what. Yeah, we got Icheb down. He's a level 3. And, you know, he's got a little authority. He's got mechanical. He's got science. This is good stuff. And I may want to assign him to somewhere. Is there a hero for this? No. He's got a little bit of science. He might actually pull well in the science laboratory, which is... I have the doctor in here at the moment, but, you know... I could put the doctor back on the sick bay. Or I could throw him to hydroponics. Yeah, we'll do that for now. Welcome to hydroponics. Alright. Apparently I'm not required to answer that call immediately, so that's good. So, this is an ecosphere planet. Captain, long-range scans show an M-class planet with an oxygen-rich atmosphere and vibrant wildlife. Well, I mean, that sounds like an excellent place for shore leave. Send a team to the planet to investigate and collect food resources. Use low-yield transporters to extract biomatter. Crossbreed the plants in our hydroponics bay with local flora. Crossbreed the plants in our large hydroponic bay with local flora. Just a superior option to this. You know, less risk. This is very, I mean, apparently we could get some kind of nasty plant out or disease out of doing this. Yeah, let's take a big risk. Why not? Let's go big roll. Hey, 15 science points and plenty of food. Awesome. All right, sector-wise, still got that one over there, but it's 12 cycles away, and I guess I need to answer this call. So let's do that. Uprising. Oh boy. A whole bunch of former modified Borg are going to be like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to take over this ship I'm on. It's almost like I could not see that coming. Captain, main view screen and unauthorized incoming signal. It's overriding us. Captain Janeway, we meet again. Still meddling, encouraging this malfunction. That's not a malfunction, that's freedom. Your sentimentality is predictable. You will cease this interference and return all corrupted units. And if I refuse, then your vessel and those you liberated will be corrected collectively. You and what Borg fleet? Well, there's one. Actual functioning Borg cube might be a problem. Transwarp conduit opening off our port bow. Borg cube emerging. Captain, we brought this upon you. A Borg cube is too powerful. We will return to the Queen. Your assistance has already liberated countless drones. Our sacrifice is a small price to pay for their freedom and your escape. Choose, Janeway. Quick, we're not patient today. I do have my officers back, I think. We're a fairly tanky ship, but sometimes the plot dictates that we just don't manage. I feel like fighting. I won't accept your tyranny. Morale 600. Well, that's something. Choice has consequences. Arg! Direct hit. The cube's firing, Captain. Shield's critical. You cannot prevail against a cube, Captain. Last chance, Janeway. And you said you weren't patient. We are committed to this rebellion, and we'll see it through. So be it. Another hit, Captain. Our shields won't last much longer. Relic alternatives? If my Awakened could get aboard that cube, we could disrupt its systems and create an opening. Well, I mean, that doesn't sound like sending over, you know, Awakened Borg boarding crew doesn't sound terrible at all, actually. This is 60. This is 70. We like 70. We'll send a shuttle team by finding a way through their shields with our navigational deflector. Let's go. Calculate if a precise energy pulse could disrupt their shield matrix. Success. We found a brief opening in their shields. The shuttle with Relics people can get in. That's our cue. Helm, lead the queue out on a chase. We need to buy Relic enough time. Alright, so, Borg, Pilot, and Ocampa are recommended items. Oh, and these guys are injured. I have not yet seen really any injured heroes. Borg isn't hurt. Tom is hurt. He's our only pilot. Alright, what else we got going on? Bit of phasering, bit of command, negotiation, medical, more phasering. Okay. If Tuvix wasn't hurt, he'd be a natural choice. Because he covers these 3 slots excellently, normally. But he's like at half strength. And that makes me just be like, well, I guess we really can't use these injured guys. Balana Human handles some things. Seska... bunch of sea stringers. Using Marla again. And who can I back this up with? What allowed to suck. Alright. Because even though like this will match a trait and have an easier challenge, or allows a certain challenge, Tom isn't going to be very effective. Admittedly, he's still the best command person I have available. That is... wow. You know what? I guess I'm sending Tom. Okay. I don't really want to send Tom. I hope he doesn't get... I really don't want to kill Tom. Alright, let's go. Before I change my mind. We need to mask our shuttle's energy signature to get closer to the cube. So, Borg, rewire core systems to emulate Borg modulation frequencies. That will just work. Use graviton pulses to cloak the warp trail. That will also just work. And shut down non-essential systems to reduce detectable output. Probably will work. This is our best chance. And we definitely won't need 7 on this next round. We will need someone with either command or with phaser for the next one. So, regular win. X-Borg uses their inside knowledge to reconfigure the shuttle. The energy signature aligns with the cubes, and the shuttle passes as a maintenance drone. Okay. Captain, the cube is deploying a dense network of sensor probes who are about to enter their detection range. So, pilot. Or we manually disable incoming probes. That's actually slightly worse. Right, you got this, Tom. You got this. Alright. Pilot analyzes sensor probe's movement patterns, identifying a narrow, fluctuating corridor. He masterfully navigates the breach, reaching a safe point within visual range of the cube. Facepalm? The Picard facepalm? Okay, okay. I can't do the Ocampa thing, so negotiation just can't happen. We're getting close to the cube. Wait, it's Relic. He's hearing the Queen's voice. We need to sever the connection, Captain, so we can administer a neural suppressant to sever the link. Not great. I can disrupt the internal subspace transceiver. We can do that pretty straightforward. In fact, that's... alright, so... she does the phasering, and the only one who does the phasering. Admittedly, 7 is pretty good at what she does, and the tech aspect is something we do duplicate on the other 2 guys, and we'll probably can throw all 3 of them at tech if necessary. So that's, I'm going to play that way. Although admittedly, 7 also does science, and is the only one who does science. Tom is my only medical person, but that's just like a coin flip. I don't want to do a coin flip. Okay, this is good. We'll just do this. Yep, success. Way team finds Relic subspace transceiver and begins to apply focused electromagnetic pulses to burn out the transceiver's emitter coil, disconnecting him from the Queen. Mission continues. Captain, we're close. To board unnoticed, we'll need to deactivate the entry force field. Okay, so hacking the force field generator, we can definitely do. Destroying the force field generator, somehow they don't notice that. Not a great chance. Reroute power from the force field generator. Pretty reasonable chance, but, you know, let's just go for the sure thing. And again, Marla, you just seem determined to get me mediocre results despite large critical success chances. I don't know if it's you or it's just bad luck, but boy, you're just keep hitting mediocrity. Way team's infiltration program bypasses the security protocols. Force field collapses and the shuttle slips into the cube undetected. They drop off Relic and the awakened drones who set off to sabotage vital systems. The away team hurries back to Voyager. Okay. So, 4 successful challenges. Some more, another level for Marla. That helps. Shuttle's back, Captain. Battle stations. Let's make the Queen regret underestimating Voyager. Okay, you know, that's not terrible. A revolting Borg cube, yes. Tuvix can do his thing once again. And I like that.
What are your orders, Captain?
Okay, orders. Let us, once again,
Moving to attack
penetrate
the front,
their
Captain.
shield generator.
Ability ready, Captain.
Gotta get close enough, apparently.
Ability ready, Captain.
Boy, we gotta pull in
Ability
close.
ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
And
Ability
where's my
ready, Captain.
Talaxian buddy, anyway?
Enemy shield. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Alright. We're going to switch from the shield generator, which is knocked out, to the
Moving
weapons
to
on
attack the
this
front,
side.
Captain.
There's my ally. Okay. Does look a little bigger.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
There we go. So, Borg nanite, deuterium, morale. Okay. Some hull damage. Incoming transmission from the cube, Captain. We have control, Captain Janeway. The Queen was not physically present. It appears she commanded this vessel remotely. From Unimatrix 01, undoubtedly. One day this conflict will end. It has for now, Captain. There's more. That's more than what most can say after facing the Borg Queen. And this victory wouldn't have been possible without Relic and his people. Thank you. The least we could offer in return to the safe haven you've given us. Now more awakened have a chance to rise up against the collective. Okay, so we can transfer some of the X-Borg off our ship. We can send all the X-Borg away. It says, warning, all X-Borg crew will leave Voyager. I guess that includes Echub and 7 and 9? I have enough room to store 40, but I forget exactly how many we have on board. I'm pretty sure I had like 42 excess, so I think I'll give up 50 of them. Relic, know that Voyager remains a sanctuary if some of you choose to stay. We cannot accommodate everyone, but some could stay. So 50 leave. Your offer of sanctuary is deeply appreciated. For the remainder of our people, the liberated cube will become our new home. It is a new beginning. Know this, Captain. If you need us, we will come. -1 Borgs for your ally. Okay. Completed the sector. And level 10 on Janeway. Alright. Stay here for the moment. Because we really haven't seen much of the sector. There's still 3 systems here. But this system itself see, fuel tank. We're pretty well resourced. And I still have 7 homeless, so I didn't give up enough of them, I guess. Alright. You know, I'm just going to research the improvement for the alcoves. Yeah. That's what I'll do to solve that problem. Right now we're getting +2 morale. Yeah, okay. Since I don't need anything that's in this system, let us go and poodle on over here and check out at least one of these. Ooh, holodeck level 2. Okay. Right. So if I want the regeneration alcove level 2, yeah, we can just start this tier. And, right. Oh, what's it going to take to upgrade this thing? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, here we are in the system. So far, so blah. Well, I guess we'll scoop food and then maybe refuel the tank and we'll go on to the next sector. I guess I could use some duranium while I'm here. Alright, well, if I'm getting the food, I'm getting the... Should do the deuterium last. So if I go to food, duranium, deuterium. Okay, yeah, let's do it that way. Right, Desert Bloom. Class H planet characterized by extreme aridity and heat. Scans reveal trace populations of high protein flora and fauna unique to this desert world, but they are scarce. So, food-wise, really don't need to push hard, but this is fairly low risk. Right, okay, there we go. And let's go towards the duranium. Borg Tier 3 is researched. Now let's get the alcove level 2. That's 1 cycle away. Okay. There we go. Upgrade holodeck. Everyone can be a little happier, I guess. And let's do this. Borg Cube Debris Field. Alright, one of these. Send a shuttle. Alright, that fills us up. Let's go to this debris field for some fuel. Alright, Cosmic Junkyard. Stumbled across a massive debris field. It doesn't make sense that anyone would leave this many salvageable resources floating around, so we should investigate. We can scan for life signs. We can be cautious and salvage anything that seems safe. Get debris on board using our tractor beam. Or have a shuttle perform close range scans before salvage operations. You know, let's go with this one. So, 2 crew have joined Voyager. We found an escape pod amongst the salvageable debris. Survivors need immediate medical attention. Okay. Interesting. And that gave us a little some titanium as well. I don't hate that. Still a little bit of fuel room, I guess. Or I could just leave. What am I doing on the ship right now? Okay, and research is like 12 cycles for that. Okay. Gonna be a moment. What we could do... So I could put this deck on back online. Repair all life supports. That was an achievement. Okay. I don't want to do that. I want to dig this out. And we'll begin doing that. Okay, it's a gas giant, usual stuff. What I'm going to do is actually instruct the construction of 5 torpedoes. Do I have... Oh, I'm down a shuttle. Okay, we should build a shuttle. Right. Now we'll just do a safe grab. Thank you. And yeah, right, let's go back to the sector view. This is a nebula here. There's probably a nebula here too. In fact, that's probably like that radiation field, but we'll have a look. So that's what that room clear. Clear this next one. Neutronic storm. Yep. Crew may get injured. Food will be spoiled, basically. I'm getting a call. Is there a thing here? Friendship 1. 7 to 9 to Captain Janeway. Astrometrics has been notified of a Starfleet probe named Friendship 1. Interesting. That probe was launched almost 300 years ago to establish first contact. Not another Voyager, no. Yeah, if you've seen the show and are as familiar as I am, this is definitely an episode. We, the people of Earth, greet you in the spirit of peace and humanity. As we venture out of a solar system, we hope to earn the trust of other worlds. We offer our knowledge freely with the hope that one day we will stand on your soil and extend our hands in friendship. In 2067, before even Starfleet and the Prime Directive existed, people of Earth launched a probe called Friendship 1 to reach out to other species, to pave the way for all manned missions that would follow. Packed with information, scientific and technological databases, the probe vanished 130 years ago. Based on the probe's last known coordinates, let me guess, we're in the neighborhood. Affirmative. Database contains a standing order from Starfleet Command. It's a high-priority search and recovery mission for Friendship 1. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll search for the probe. It'll take us a little off course, but the probe is still intact. We'll be retrieving a little piece of history. Morale plus 150. How do you intend to approach this search, Captain? Well, we have astrometric scanners. Harry's dead. Can't have Harry do things. Calculate the probe's location in the science lab. That's 70. Or use scanner array to locate the probe. That is 60. We are going to use our fancy astrometric scanners. Try locating the probe in astrometrics. Failure. Readings are inconclusive, Captain. Looks like we've hit a dead end. Shame I had to memorize Friendship 1's recording in 3rd grade. I always used to dream about finding it one day. Morale minus 400. Don't give up hope, Ensign. Perhaps one day someone else will have more luck than us. Helm, return to our old course. We just give up immediately. Okay. Failed that mission. Sure. Okay. Our threat level's quite high. We could very well be ambushed at any time. But, yeah. Really, I don't mind getting ambushed half the time. So, the radiation field's over here. Probably best we avoid heading it if we don't want to see injured crew show up. But if there's something interesting, we might duck in. There's a trade station. There's a crew station. There's a Class M planet with nothing to reveal. Nothing to see here. Move along. Okay, yeah, nothing terribly interesting over in the field. Right. Yeah, food-wise we're fine. Fuel-wise we're fine. The trade system isn't that interesting, and I don't need crew. I need to kill 2 more cycles before the crew gets back from shore leave. Let's go here. Check out the last system. So much for Friendship 1, huh? Alright. And that's that taken care of. That'll allow me to build a double-decker. Like I could maybe take out... basically, but right now I'm going to switch this off. Because I don't need it. But, this would also... I could build double-decker areas in here. 20 crew back from shore leave. Okay. So, yeah, nebula. You can't scan anything in a nebula. You have to, like, actually just visit. But I am killing a little time to get that research complete. So, yeah. So you can't scan. Asteroid field. Okay. So, locate a rich asteroid field containing valuable minerals. One of our scientists suggests using a new experimental mining technique. Oh, yeah, we've had this before. Let's just send a probe. Thank you, and 10 science points. Very welcome. You're not quite done researching, so a little more in the easy bake oven it is. It's an ambush. Okay, right, well, we'll fight them. Why is my Talaxian only 35?
What are your orders, Captain?
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna blow up the Borg probe. And, let's go for forward-facing weapons. Just go straight at it.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Oh, that's right. I need to be able to upgrade my photon torpedo bay.
The enemy
That's
shield
something I
destroyed,
should be
Captain.
doing.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
They keep turning to avoid my their gap. I'll get them.
Ability ready, Captain.
Oh, I hit the
Enemy
one in
shields
between.
destroyed, Captain.
Is that possible that we can do things that way? Yeah, I can just hit the ship that's in between. That's awesome. Okay.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. An enemy is fled, Captain.
Yeah, I bet they fled. Let's go for your engine.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
That'll do it. I was a little free with my torpedoes, I guess. But, yeah, morale bonus. I like that. And there we go. It's a regeneration alcove. Okay. Do I want the shield matrix? Reducing damage is nice. Automated repair facility. Passively repairs the hull integrity by 5 each hull cycle. Passively repairs all system health by 1% during combat. Lowers morale by 2 per cycle. Maturation chamber produces 1 X-Borg every 17 cycles. Wow, I don't think that's great. We aren't Borg. In a way, it is kind of great, though. Great that you have this kind of option to just, like, lean into the Borg stuff in a way that you wouldn't have seen on the show. I do like that in the sense, right? Double food rations means using more food for a better morale benefit. Strikes me as a bit rough. It does increase morale by per cycle. For that one room I'd be improving. Alright. Help is help, right? Are my heroes still injured? They are not. Good. Okay. Geocrystalline planet. Yeah, we'll study them. Yeah, there we go. Some science. Didn't really need a duranium, but actually we are going to need a duranium because I'm going to be upgrading. That is not cheap. But it does functionally double the room. I'd have to pull the whole repair crew. We'll just continue upgrading one at a time. The one will take care of my surplus. And then we can start, like, if I upgrade these other two, I can just shut these two down. And that would be fine. Just, like, basically pull these two alcoves, and I get room back, and I can put something in over here. Stranded Borg probe. Seems that a Borg probe has been stranded in this debris field. Scans indicate the Borg are aboard, but it seems they have been disconnected from the collective and are now confused and aggressive. We'd certainly get plenty of that, don't we? We can transport them to our regeneration alcoves where they can fully regenerate and calm down. We can transport them to our holodeck where we can let them calm down in a safe environment. Yeah, let's let them calm down in the super high-tech fantasy room. Still, though, that is the much better option, apparently. And now I get 10 more X-Borg. Well, don't say I'm not surprised. Crystalline Moon. Duranium. Prioritize scientific study. I like that. What can I blow some duranium on? Let's see. Upgrades cost not that much in duranium. Oh yeah, I need to upgrade this. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? That's worth me pulling the work crew for. Okay. Upgrade, please. And you can build me another batch. That'll use up some of the stuff I have. And then we'll do this. Alright, 40 science points. Back to full on duranium. Distress signal, life support. Let's just haul them on board. We'll drain their tanks of deuterium for me. Yes. Okay. Abandoned vessel. Oh, alright, dilithium. We like that. We will send a shuttle, I think. Good stuff, good stuff. That's probably deuterium on the outskirts of the system. Okay, that's that alcove upgraded. And let's upgrade the next one. Back to 7 homeless on board. There's our torpedoes crafted. Marine ecosystem. So I can send a shuttle to collect food, analyze flora and fauna to safely gather edible sources, or I can beam aboard edible-looking food sources. You know, this is completely risk-free, and I don't need that much. 4 crew got sick. So much for completely risk-free. But I have plenty of idlers, so it's fine. It's all light duty on this ship at this point. Fading Borg signature. So this is for science. Okay. Captain, a weak Borg energy signature is emanating from the surface of this class-wide planet. Okay, we've had this kind of thing before. But we can deploy a sensor probe. 60 science. Sweet. And last stop on this tour. Our geocrystalline planet. We will focus on studying... well, again, let me see what I can do. That's 1 cycle away, and this is 1 cycle away, and I can have you... I mean, you know, another 5 torpedoes, so I can just be kind of free with them whenever I want. If I kill a cycle, just waiting over the planet before we start operations. There we go. Apparently we need to reassign heroes to upgraded rooms, was the note there. So my torpedo launch bay is now just fully upgraded, apparently. The extra regeneration alcove has been handled. We'll move on to the next one. And, oh yeah, we were, did I finish that? No, 2 cycles. Okay. Is this fully upgraded? We need a tech. We're probably all set up on everything. I could upgrade this, but I lack the tritanium. Okay, I guess that's something to focus on. Not that I know where there would be tritanium. Alright, well, okay. Speaking of which... Alright, 1 cycle that finishes. And... 2 cycles for this. Right. Let's kill 1 cycle. I want to flip this back over. And 1 cycle, get that done. And expanded holodeck program library. It's probably not what we need to be doing right now. Engineering. Large cargo bay level 2. Yes, that would be useful. Alright. Let's go over here to this 1 crew quarter I have. That's a lot of tritanium to fix that up. Okay, that's going to have to wait. Alright, let's do this. This is no risk, and we do study. And we'll always like doing studying. There we go. Okay, let's leave the sector. Say goodbye to the sector, everybody. Moving on. Sector 12.
Personal log, Lieutenant Tom Paris. A sensor sweep just detected a possible wormhole in a nearby nebula. Yeah, you heard that right. A potential ticket home. The crew is practically bubbling over it, though our esteemed chief of security, the old stickler, is of course muttering about absence of empirical data and no terminal coordinates, but even he's got a flicker of hope. What if this truly is a wormhole leading to the Alpha Quadrant? After 7 years on this roller coaster, I started making peace with the idea that this whole journey would take a few more decades. And if all this really ended tomorrow, first item on the agenda, my parole review. I would need to remind the captain to put in a good word for me. She promised. But seriously, I think it would be the inevitable showdown with my old man. I'd even be happy to see him. I actually have hope. Real hope that we can finally turn things around. I mean, how many Starfleet admirals can boast a son who's a tragically lost ace pilot hero and future best-selling holo novel author? After that, I'm thinking of officially rejoining Starfleet. My vision? Starfleet star pilot, testing the newest models, breaking the Warp 10 barrier. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? It's not like I'd turn into a lizard or something. Then a proper victory tour. Tell all the cadets about our adventure in the Delta Quadrant. Sign some autographs and a mandatory stop at Chez Sandrine, maybe with the Delaney sisters. It's been quite a ride to get to this point. And honestly, without a shred of irony, it's been the best thing ever happened. I sometimes wonder about the version of Tom Paris that would exist if I'd said no to Captain Janeway back then. Probably just a loser and a drunk. Probably. Anyway, we're on course to investigate the nebula. Wish us luck.
Right. Homesickness is now at 20 per cycle. Right. We'll manage. See what the sector looks like. Okay, so we have a main quest item over here. First focus is, yeah, tritanium. I want that. Cool. At least a couple sources of it is a great start. There's a Borg probe over there. Okay, there's some good stuff to pick up. We will start by definitely picking up tritanium. I need to make upgrades. So, icy planetoid. This is really our best approach, actually, launching a torpedo. The downside is strong. Go for it. Alright. Good, let's do some upgrades. So, you upgrade that, please. Okay, fuel-wise, could pick up some, but we're not really very dry right now. Let's go over here towards the Borg sphere. Okay, that's the other alcove taken care of. I can now probably dismantle this one. Yeah, yeah, we're upgrading this cargo bay, and that's going to be our next thing we're going to spend stuff on. Yeah, okay. Right now, we're just going to go back to one crew doing stuff. I'm going to get that hull worked on. Okay, starship debris. We can risk an ambush. Have shuttle perform close range scans. We'll do that. Thank you. That's full up on tritanium. Sweet. And I don't care about crew right now. I have plenty. We could pick up food before we move on. Definitely want to grab the dilithium before we move on. So if I go pick up the dilithium and then swing over to get the food and then get the fuel when we get out. Okay. We'll just bypass the forgotten colony of Borg people. Borg people. Alright, that's that done. Little morale positive adjustment. I could put in another crew quarter to help balance this out. We're currently running at -1. But removing this regeneration alcove will also improve our morale because it won't exist anymore. So let's do that. We have enough capacity between the other alcoves. And yeah, now our morale is neutral, which is a nice thing. Now, okay, if I want to do a double deck thing, I need to have both decks active and keep them active. It's not the worst idea, though. What would I put in? What can I build? So, Borg-wise, not a lot of options, really, right now. I haven't unlocked anything else other than the alcoves. Weapon-wise, more shield generators, more metaphasic shield, nerve metaphasic shield room. I'm limited to 4 of them. It would give me more energy threshold in the shield system, and it would give plus 40 shield subsystem health. So if someone's trying to pound out my shields and knock them out, they'll be more resistant. Don't have a cloaking device. don't have energy dissipator control, and don't have disruptor array. Because I'm just not doing those. I could build an extra phaser control room, which improves the weapon subsystem health and gives it more energy for phasers, but I don't know what that does, right? Extra shield generators just give me more shield capacity. I don't hate that. Crew-wise, extra sick bays, extra holodeck could even be built. The crew quarters, you know, they house crew. They don't completely suck. I don't have any officers' quarters unlocked. Tech-wise, the waste disassembler I haven't unlocked because I just don't really see the point in dedicating the room for it. Science laboratories do generate science points per turn. Large hydroponic bay would just give us more food. I wouldn't have to go and pick up food periodically. I just don't see a lot of that I need to do. A second large cargo bay means I just end up with deep pockets, right? Wow, I guess I really don't need to do anything unless I unlock a room. Okay. Right. Well, there's the cargo bay. Alright. That will allow me more work crews, which comes in handy when we're like fixing things that have been broken. But it's not a priority for me. Workshop efficiency does deal with that bottleneck when it comes up. Environmental control. The Bussard collectors would be very good. Okay, begin that. Combat capabilities. Have 40 cycles. Captain, I must inform you that our shield and weapon systems are inadequate for the threats present in this sector. If we are to navigate this quadrant safely, I recommend immediate enhancements. So, new combat room or upgrade a combat room? I mean, I've already upgraded my combat rooms, but let's build a new combat room. Because, I was thinking about putting in a shield generator anyway. Really doesn't hurt. Here we are. Yeah. And they're not giant. Tuck it in the back there. Okay. Failed assimilation. Captain, we detected the wreckage of a vessel burrowed into the surface of the planet. So, you know, geo-breaking. Scans show the partial Borg signatures. It appears the assimilation process began but was never completed. The ship could still hold valuable cargo. Now, if I had a better engineering office, we'd have a better chance of that if I had a waste disassembler or the Borg maturation chamber. Well, we'll send a team to investigate. Don't get hurt. You guys got... Captain, while our team was able to recover a moderate amount of materials from the wreckage, they were confronted with a horrific fate of the vessel's crew. Morale aboard Voyager has taken a hit after being reminded what can happen when crossing the Borg. Great. Okay, well, I do need titanium. We're going to go here. Dormant Borg vessel. Wow, it's just all Borg all the time. Let's, yeah, let's blow it up. Boom, boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. Right. And, divert over here. Get this one. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's an icy planetoid. We've been here on this kind of thing many times. I can only store 80 anyway. Do this. Yeah, okay. Go for the duranium. There's that shield generator. Crew are happy about fulfilled promise, which boosts morale back up by 150. That helps. Morale's ticking up by 2 right now. Demon planet. Right. Okay, use the shields for protective barrier against the toxic atmosphere. Good stuff. Full up. We'll swing by the food, and then we'll hit the fuel, and we will get out of here. More shipwreckage. Just carefully salvage the resources, please. Thank you. And fuel time from the Borg probe. And abandoned ship adrift in space. Send a shuttle. Alright. Cool. So our fuel tank's pretty topped off. Let's move on. That is the system to go to, apparently. We are ambushed by a full-on Borg cube, which is only 138, apparently.
What are your orders, Captain?
Again, my ally just reads as 35. I may have to fix that. Right. Well, shoot. Oh, I can just shoot the warp core. I don't hate it.
Moving to attack the front, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
That's their, that is their warp core out.
Moving to attack the front, Captain.
Okay, weapons then.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
They're
Ability
fairly
ready, Captain.
robust, aren't they? Guess I'll need to look into getting
ability ready,
better
Captain. Ability
phaser
ready, Captain.
technologies. There we go. Alright, some resources. Sorry, collector's level 3. Sweet. Okay. Let's go over here and have a look around. So if I go to tech tier 5, we can get phaser control room level 3. Which is another 15% on phaser damage as a starting point. Shield generator 3, hull reinforcement 5, tractor beam level 3. Those are all very desirable. You know what? I got the stuff. Let's start it. Okay. While I'm thinking about it, do I need to upgrade this shield generator? Yes, I do. That won't hurt. Just, you know, shields come back. Hull I have to fix. We're at maximum morale. That's nice. That's a Borg cube. Okay, there's nothing super exciting here, but could definitely use the titanium. We'll hit that on the way over to our mission at the Nebula. Stupid asteroid field. Alright. Life support generator. That's that taken care of for the shield generator. Awesome. Let us... Yeah, I want the tech for that deflector upgrade. I'll have to think about that. Nor shipwreck. Don't risk yourselves, guys. Thank you. Grab fuel on the way. Oh, we'll grab fuel on the way. Gas giant. We can just use the Bassard collectors. Boom, lots of fuel. Okay. Right, let's head for it. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Let's go. Captain, our scans of the nebula are inconclusive due to unnatural interference. Your instructions? So, I don't have a Dreadnought AI, I don't have a Wadnar targeting technology, and I don't have a cloaking device. So we're just going to shove our ship right in there. No probes, no shuttles, just whole thing. This isn't our first nebula. We're going in blind. This doesn't look like a good place to be. This looks like a really bad neighborhood. Roll up the windows and lock the doors, kids. Don't make eye contact. Captain, multiple Borg vessels directly ahead. I advise immediate retreat. Too late. Borg sphere is already on direct intercept course. We are the Borg. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Battle stations. Okay. Gotta blow up a Borg sphere. We could do that. I keep forgetting to go and check on my ally.
What are your orders, Captain?
So I'm not sure if that's inaccurately reporting or if something has changed and my ally is no longer the improved ally I thought I'd hired. Regardless, we are faced with the fact I'm going to blow up the shield
Moving
on
to
this
attack
thing.
the front, Captain.
Right. Bum-bum.
Ability ready,
Boost,
Captain.
boost.
Ability ready,
Boost some
Captain.
more.
Ability ready, Captain.
Took a moment to close, didn't it?
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Yeah, shields aren't really down yet. Although shield
Ability
generator's
ready,
taking
Captain.
damage.
Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
There we go. Yeah, some deuterium, duranium, morale, all usual stuff. Captain, I recommend immediate retreat. The other Borg vessels have likely detected. Captain, massive energy surge closing fast. Brace for impact. We are being forced out of the nebula. Well, that was a scenic route to nowhere. No damage to the hull, at least. We're outside the nebula, exactly where we started. Why would I head back into the nebula full of Borg? Alright, let's turn around. Curious, any thoughts on those energy spikes? It is logical to assume the Borg are safeguarding something of value. It is a deliberate effort to repel intruders. Whatever they're guarding isn't worth our lives. Helm, get us out of here. I would have liked to have had that information before I decided to leave. You know, the concept that they're guarding something in there is unexpected for me. Oh, dilithium. Well, I'll definitely go for that. Combat Tier 5, which is an achievement, apparently. Okay. Well, let's get the phaser control room online. And, you know, make sure we're getting some torpedoes in the system. Alright. Demonic crash. So we're going to send an away team down to gather resources. Okay, good. Only 2 crew injured. 12 dilithium. We like the dilithium. Do I need anything from the system? I don't. So, continue exploring the sector. Let's go here. Have a combined combat strength of 250 is an achievement, apparently. Plasma Storm. 22 damage to the hull per cycle. Okay. We're getting a call. Can I ignore the call? I can. Okay. You know, I'm a Gen Xer. I don't need you to be able to immediately get a hold of me. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just not reachable. Yeah, nothing showing there. Okay. Oh, that's right. I wanted to upgrade this cargo bay. Start that, please. And that means I once again need some duranium. Going in here sucks a lot, though. We might just leave the system since we can. End game. All right. Let's answer the call. Captain, I've detected a spontaneous anomaly in close proximity to Voyager. It is emitting high-intensity tachyon bursts, characteristic of a temporal rift. A swirling anomaly appears on the view screen, bathing the bridge in a mysterious cyan glow. The crew holds its breath. If it really is a temporal rift, where does it lead? It is destabilizing. I am detecting nadion discharges, possibly weapons fire. The signature is Klingon. Something's emerging. Alright, shuttle. It's older Admiral Janeway. Recalibrate your deflector to emit an anti-tachyon pulse and seal that rift. It's usually considered polite to introduce yourself before you start giving orders. I outrank you, Captain. Now do it. I mean, nobody outranks Janeway out here, except Janeway, I guess. Alright, we'll do what you tell me. Your choice has consequences. Seal the rift. Rift sealed. Klingon's vessel approach seemed aggressive. Seems as if I have a lot of explaining to do. Yeah. Welcome, Admiral. I see you still have fresh coffee. Would you like a cup? I gave it up. A lot's happened to me since I was you. I shouldn't be listening to details about the future. Oh, the almighty temporal prime directive. Take my advice. It's less of a headache if you just ignore it. Why are you here, Admiral? I've come to tell you to take Voyager back into that nebula. It's our best ticket home. It was crawling with Borg, you know that, which is why I brought technology that'll get us past them. Captain, we must consider the possibility of deception. She could be a member of species 8472 or another entity in disguise. I don't blame you for being skeptical. The doctor will find my genetic markers are identical to your captain's, merely advanced in years. So, yeah, Tuvok isn't here. Tuvix is here, and Tuvix refuses to do any Tuvok stuff. So, we'll perform the medical examination. Doctor, meet us in sickbay. A time traveler? This should be fascinating. So, we need to research Admiral Janeway's medical data in the science laboratory. That's fine. I was working on my phaser control room level 3, though. You know, so I can get my powerful weapons, because this is getting too close. That needs to change. So, even with my increased shield generators and other little technologies, this is getting kind of close on things. Oh, my combat ally, for some reason, yeah, is back to this. Alright, we'll recruit them again. You know what? This really... Oh, it can. I have to release the ally. Okay, and then I can pick up the ally. Alright. Alright, that should be better. There's really nothing I want to do in this system. Let's check out this far one. I'm going to wait on the Janeway thing. I want to get my tech in. Okay, there's an asteroid field. That is always annoying. Borg probe. Science. Science is less appealing since I have lots of it. But it is good to keep the balance up, right? But yeah, pooling around in here is just going to continuously rip up the hull. Well, we'll definitely want to do this, though. And do I want to do this right now? Do this first. Alright. Starship debris. Let's do the close range scans. Thank you. 6 more dilithium. I shouldn't have to wait much longer for this. There we go. Okay. What else do I want to do? Hull reinforcement 5 wouldn't hurt. Shield generator level 3 wouldn't hurt. The improved tractor beam I don't know if we necessarily need for anything. Increases rewards after 1 combat. So, I mean, that doesn't hurt, but I definitely need the combat capabilities. And I think shield generator is going to win out over hull reinforcement right now. Okay. Hey, Doc, are you the best person to be my hero for this department? 1035. Yeah, human Balan is actually better here right now, and I'm not using the workshop for much. Who can I put in the workshop? Oh, Marla's really good for that. Okay, sweet. And I can put the doctor back in sickbay, I suppose. There we go. Okay. Let's upgrade this phaser bay. I need a work crew. This is worth pulling the person off the ship hull. Get that started. Okay, yeah, that's expended some resources. Let's grab some. Yeah, send a shuttle. Alright. That's that topped off. Alright, how long's things gonna take? That's 7 cycles. Research is still gonna be 15 cycles. I don't really need to build more right now. It's pretty full. Let's go grab the science thing. I suppose the food is appealing. Okay, there's the large cargo bay. That means our fuel tank is going to be really capacious. There we go, 6,000. We're actually like under half a tank now. Hang on, I needed to, didn't I need a work crew for something? I need a work crew to fix the hull. Okay. Oh yeah, this thing. We haven't had this come up this recently, but apparently only one of the work crews really counts for things and the other one doesn't. It's a little weird. Science station. We're going to help them with their project. We uncovered a well-hidden science station on a small moon orbiting an inconspicuous planet. Despite its hidden nature, the scientists hailed us and are eager to talk. Or we can do it, ask for an exchange of scientific knowledge. But we're going to, I don't want them to join the crew, but let's help them with their project. Cool. And still get 4 crew, 50 science, 50 points. Fine. I had room. Means more mouths to feed, unfortunately. So let's go into the food area. And that's phaser control upgraded. I like that. Like that a lot. Okay, so it's a little more... It's not a lot, but it helps. Okay. Right. Everything else is pretty much what I can do with it. Okay, yeah, let's this one pays off better. Right, there we go. Full up on the food. Let's hit the fuel tanks. Let's get fill that storage. An ambush.
What are
I
your
am
orders,
fine
Captain?
with an ambush. Okay. Yeah, let's go
Moving
for
to
the
attack
shield
the point,
generator.
Captain.
Get that out of the way.
Ability ready, Captain.
Try out the new phasers.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
Oh, I fired 38
Ability
torpedoes
ready,
as the
Captain.
achievement.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
You know what? Let's change the targeting
Ability
weapon
ready, Captain.
system.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Yeah, they just really can't penetrate my shield very
Ability ready,
effectively, which is great. I've blown up everything on this side
Ability
of the
ready,
ship.
Captain.
And there-
Ability ready,
all right,
Captain.
have a torpedo. There. Okay, dilithium, duranium, morale. Nice. Captain, we arrived in a massive gas giant with intense magnetic storms. Our sensor readings are scrambled, but we are within visual range of a Borg probe orbiting the planet. Hasn't detected us yet, but any mistake may alert it to our presence. We're going to risk detection for higher yield. There we go. And we'll go to the debris field. And our cosmic junkyard. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. Yeah, and I still got room in the tank. Okay, but you know, we're good. We're good. 89 cycles is plenty of time to be able to run the ship. Let us start the Janeway project. Actually, no, I'm going to... No. I mean, I can't... I was like one cycle away from completing the shield generator. Okay, that's how I undo that. Alright, because I'm like... Well, we're gonna... I guess I could use the duranium. Let's go here. Thank you. Hull reinforcement, please. And, okay, now we're going to start the Janeway examination. Shield generator upgrade, please. Okay, that's Janeway's examination complete. You know, I don't need to accept the comms request immediately. There we go, that's that generator upgraded. Let's initiate our second generator upgrade for our 20 shield capacity. Combat is looking a little better at 264. Okay. And I'm going to do this. Oh, we can prioritize scientific study, sure. Okay. And now we'll accept the call. What's the verdict, Doctor? My scans indicate you two are genetically identical. The Admiral is you approximately 26 years from now. The exact vintage is 2404. Well, Captain, anything I can tell you to ease your mind? What's inside the nebula? You didn't come all this way without a reason. As I said, your ticket home, a wormhole leading straight into the Alpha Quadrant. What about that Klingon vessel that was chasing you? That Klingon warship was firing on you. Why? What did you do to provoke them? Let's just say I had to borrow a device from the Klingons to make this journey, Captain. The costs they demanded are unacceptable. And, how did you bring Voyager home? Voyager's home. I'm an admiral. Why tamper with the timeline? What happened to I shouldn't be listening to details about the future? I got a 95% chance to inquire further. You don't mess with me. I'm following your advice and ignoring the temporal prime directive. Success. If you don't do what I'm suggesting, it's going to take you another 16 years to get this ship home, and there are going to be casualties, people you care about. I mean, I already had a whole slew of casualties that people I care about, don't I? You know, I guess I don't really need to ask about who will die. I'm going to empathize, I guess. So that's why you came all this way, even if it meant bending a few rules? Rules can be broken, Captain, but once someone's gone, there's no bringing them back. So what toys did you bring me? You said you brought technology. Care to specify? Shielding and weaponry designed to counter the Borg. With a little work, they can be adapted to fit Voyager. A blade of armor unlocked in the combat tech tree. If this gives us an edge against the Borg, we'll take it. 7 prepared plans for integration. So, okay, and we can craft transphasic torpedoes in the workshop now. Yeah, okay. They're expensive. But it's not like there isn't resources to be had. Alright, I guess we'll do some more resource harvesting. It's going to be a moment before we switch to the research for the blade of armor, but I'm pretty sure we have the full tier clear to be able to get that. Now, I would have thought that was in... Yeah, it's in the combat tech tree. Oh, it's way up here in tier 1? Still 20 cycles. Reduces damage the hull takes by 25%. That's quite nice. Okay, well, we're working on this right now. Right, let's go get some duranium. Class E planet or Class D planet? We'll go this way. Transphasic torpedo blueprints crafted. Okay. Geoplastic planet. Okay, we can send use the deflector. Good. Okay. Now let's go for the titanium. That's a second shield generator upgraded. I have a third one, but it sounds like I'm going to need resources for stuff. That's a lot of titanium I got to give up. You know, I can handle it though. There's more systems in the sector. Yeah, let's do the shuttle. There we go, our 110. Sweet. Oh, there's one more up here, that's true. Yeah, we'll clean the system out of titanium right now. How's that look on 268 to 250? Okay. Our shields are probably pretty effective now. And right. There's hull reinforcement. So let's do the blade of armor. Apparently that's going to be a moment. Yeah, 20. So are all my torpedoes now just better torpedoes? Possibly? Okay. Yeah, investigate the wreckage. Well, that kind of sucked. Do that one. Alright. I guess we're ready to leave the system. I don't think I've been here. Let's go here. Ion storm. It's going to damage my warp core. And we're ambushed.
What are your orders, Captain?
Another cube. Well, I guess we can try out some of those weapons, right? Right.
Moving to attack the front, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed. Ability ready, Captain.
Well, that didn't really seem very effective.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Target
Moving
front
to attack the
weapons.
front, Captain. Ability ready, 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 Captain.
There we go. Okay. Uranium. Repair bay. Suppose I could use the food, which indicates to me we're actually going through food at a fair clip now. I think I know what I need to build. Okay. Well. Regular hydroponic bay or... Yeah, I guess so. Alright. Repairs aren't a terrible idea, but I'm going to definitely kill some time just doing the research I need to do. Food's on the far side of the sector. I guess we should just go for that first. System. I keep using sector and system interchangeably, and I really shouldn't be doing that. And I'm going to do a weird thing, and I'm going to put in a tiny little battery compartment here. We use so much power now, if I don't have access to warp core, it's going to be a real problem. Crashed Borg probe. Fragmented remains of a Borg probe are scattered on the surface of this planet, Captain. Scans show no working power sources, life signs, or Borg activity. Whatever happened here, there seems to be no one around. This could be a great salvage opportunity. I agree. Let's go for it. Recreate on the holodeck. There we go. Got 2 Borg nanites. Got plenty of food and some duranium. Cool. Those bays are full. grab this titanium. Another abandoned vessel. Sweet. Okay. I could upgrade this. Well, I can't upgrade until that's finished. Not unless I want to pull off their hull repair. Alright, let's go here. Abandoned mining station. Yeah, let's analyze the terrain. Bad. 2 crew severely injured, 4 crew injured, 3 dilithium. That sucks. At least no one died. Still, let's see. So that's 1 cycle. If I head here, there we go. That's a blade of armor done. Okay. Equinox antimatter injector. Yeah, helps boost gray mode. Gray mode is like something I've only had to deal with like once since we got out of it. Power efficiency is not a terrible idea. Warp field diagnostics will repair the warp core faster for the damage we're suffering right now in this field. But let's do this. Free up power. Thank you. I'm going to upgrade this bay. There we go. We'll start charging that battery pack. Battery pack's empty? Did it just start over? Like, we have battery compartment, and yeah, now it's okay. And our failed assimilation. There we go. Okay. Scoop fuel and leave. Okay, and that improves that. That'll give us a little more continuous food. We're basically getting 660 every 10 now. That's about half of our food consumption. That is a little concerning. I probably want to dedicate more space towards food generation. Now the question is, do I want to power up the second deck, right? Get deck 8 online. Or just build across here a fairly inefficient, like, individual hydroponic bays. I think we're just going to build the inefficient ones. They're not much in resources. They don't take much time to build. And they'll be fine. Destroyed Borg cube. I didn't blow up. Captain, we discovered remains of a Borg cube drifting in space. The hull shows severe biogenic damage. Residual energy signatures suggest parts of the vessel are still active. I can scan it for research purposes. I haven't been burning research pretty heavily lately. But, you know, filling the tank is also why we kind of came over here. But I guess that's not that important. Alright, let's do this. Alright, 50 points of science. So, we're going to return to the nebula. That's over here. That's in our hydroponics bay up and going. I will build another. If I could remember where these things are the first time, that'd be great. Okay. That'll do for the moment. That puts us at 760 food every 10. Right. Size of the food thing there. Asteroid field again. Let's get out of the asteroid field. Let's go here, pick up this duranium. That is my hull capacity to 1,000 is an achievement. Awesome. And yeah, environmental has been researched now. Not really feeling this. You know what? Borg shield matrix. Yeah, let's begin research on that. We'll see what that's like. little more advantage, possibly, right? Send a shuttle. Narabanian vessel. Okay. Grab this fuel. Make our way around the star where the asteroid field isn't. Bussard collectors, please. Thank you. Tank's full. Alright. Head for the food. Another ambush.
What are your orders, Captain?
My orders are to blow it up, but
Moving to attack the front, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
yeah, I have more hull than the shield than the sphere does.
Ability ready, Captain.
And my shields are stronger. That is just great.
Ability ready, Captain. 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 Enemy shields just ability ready, Captain. Moving to attack the front, Captain.
Right, come on.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Okay. Victory. Spent too much time in the sector. Oh, no, I can't be spending too much time in the sector. Crashed Borg probe. Fragmented remains of a Borg probe are scattered on the surface of the planet, Captain. Scans show no working power sources, live sign, or Borg activity. Whatever happened here, they seem to no one be around. Be a great salvage opportunity, and it's for food. Who wants some nice Borg chops? I like Borg flank steak. Alright, we're full up on all the other resources, and we've angled our way around from the asteroid belt, and we just need a little bit of time to fix up the hull. So we're just going to angle around here. There's that shield matrix. We'll start on the automated repair unit facility. But do I need to build this? Maybe in the Borg? Borg shield matrix. Alright, it's not giant. Geoplastic planet. Yeah, we'll do deflector shield thing. Thank you. Since I'm killing a little bit of time. There we go. That's the shield matrix up and running. What does that make us look like now? 313. Okay. Yeah, I think we're ready to take them on. That shield matrix added our 15 points to the score here. The hull's really bringing it today. I might be a little lackluster in weaponry, but I certainly can. This thing's stout. I know this stream's a bit long. I just feel like we should finish. You know, there we go. Are we ready? We're basically ready. Automated repair unit facility, I don't really care. Let's go. Alright. I know it's like 4:20 in the morning here. It's like an hour later than I normally stream as is. But I just kind of want to finish, you know? Automated repair unit facility has been done. Okay, what am I going to research instead? I will research cutting beam control room, why not? And doesn't matter. You're about to commit a major story arc. Path will require your full attention for some time, and you may not be able to return to the previous activities. Advancement ready. Okay, well, you know, if it's going to take some time, it is quite late. I guess we're going to do this next time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, everybody. The two of you who are still watching, hi. Join us next time for the conclusion, I'm thinking. This is the end game mission. And if this doesn't work out, I guess we still straggle our way home from here. But, you know, I'm hopeful we'll be finishing the game next session. Have an excellent night, everybody. Goodbye.